All right, take a look at this. This is pictures from downtown Louisville. That is the waterfront park. That's obviously the Yum Center. That's how you know that water has gotten under I-64. Here's the Belvedere in the distance. Here's the Belle of Louisville. Just goes to show you how high it is. All right, so this is 64. This is the exit that you take off 64 to go to downtown under the bridge. I covered that area many years when I worked there, and there was flooding. I obviously have the floodgates closed. Look, here's the great lawn. Here's the lawn that's out in front, and this is why that they canceled Thunder over Louisville, because of the water that's just out of its banks. Let's talk about, obviously, look at that. I mean, it's just, and the water is expected to crest on the Ohio River later this week. Let's move on, though, and take a peek at what's happening outside right now at 8:53. We are looking at still some spotty showers far southeast Kentucky, but for the most part, we've seen that rain end for now, which is great news. All right, here's the updated numbers coming in for the Kentucky River at Frankfort Lock, currently at 48.14, and it's still going down. By the time we get into later this morning and into the afternoon, we'll see those numbers drop further. Obviously, this was forecasting at 8 a.m. to be 47.7. We're still a little higher than that, but it has already reached its crest earlier this morning, just shy of the record, which is 48.5 feet, set in 1978. High Bridge Lock, 45.62 right now. It's also on the way down. But again, it's going to take a couple of days before we finally see the river levels here on the Kentucky River drop below major flood stage. Not really until we get late tomorrow, and if not into Wednesday morning before we finally see that happen. 45.07 at Camp Nelson here. Forecast to keep dropping. You can see the forecast was to be at 43.7, but it definitely is still higher than that. Breaks in the clouds starting to show up right on cue here. As you see on the northern horizon, as we're looking toward Paris there in that camera. Lots of clouds, though, still hanging on for most of us. Even some low clouds and even some drizzle looks like it's showing up now down in Somerset. So how long are we going to be stuck in the clouds? Well, at least through this morning into the afternoon, I expect those clouds to gradually start breaking up from northwest to southeast. Here are the breaks to the north, a few breaks to the west, but predominantly most of us are still looking at an overcast sky with temperatures running in the 30s and 40s this morning. Let me show you the next 12 hours. This is for Lexington and really kind of surrounding areas. Farther southeast, it's going to take longer to get rid of these clouds. 39 still at 9, maybe a spotty shower or some drizzle. By lunch, partly to mostly cloudy. Definitely mostly cloudy southbound. Should spike into the 50s by later today. This evening, there is a shower chance that comes in with a cold front. Not going to be a lot of showers with it, but you could get under one of those. That would start maybe as early as 5 or 6 p.m. north of Lexington, here in town closer to 7 or 8. So by the afternoon, some sun starts to break through. I still think most of us are in the 50s, anywhere from 50 to maybe as warm as upper 50s. Southeast Kentucky, though, could hold to some upper 40s because the clouds there don't want to break until late in the day. And then tonight, just look at this, a freeze warning in place. That's for the entire coverage area. So cover the plants or bring them inside. A couple of things that may keep temperatures a little warmer. Now, I don't want to keep you from bringing in your plants or covering them up. You want to do that regardless. Two things that may keep us a little warmer: how long it takes the clouds that move back in with their cold front to exit, because clouds at night are warm, keep things warmer. And the wind speed can mix the air and also keep things a little bit warmer. Regardless, take the precautions and bring the plants in. Now, when will we get warmer in the 7-day forecast? Well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually chillier. We're in the 40s for highs. That's it. Up near 60 by Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, some showers come in. That doesn't look like a lot of rain, but still some rain nonetheless. Then we get into the weekend sunshine by Sunday and 65.